Hi everyone, welcome back to another review, and I will be reviewing The Endless Night from 1972, based on the Agatha Christie novel Endless Night, and it stars Hywel, Bennett, Britt, Ekland, and Hayley Mills. These are all actors that made a name for themselves in England. Hywel Bennett was someone that starred a lot on British television and made a name for himself. Sadly, had to retire and unfortunately passed away a few years ago. Hayley Mills is a well-known British actress, someone who still, I believe, acts to this day in England. And Britt Ekland is someone that some of you may have recognized from the James Bond movie, The Man with the Golden Gun. And this movie just makes me, it's so creepy because I just feel the goosebumps in my whole body. And it's an Agatha Christie novel, so it is a horror film. I'm just getting goosebumps. And the story is about Hywel Bennett plays Michael Rogers, who is a limo driver, and his job is to drive basically American tourists around England. He is someone that is aimless in life, wants a lot in his life, but all at the same time doesn't know how to get it. So his role is basically to just drive around tourists, and as we'll see how he evolves throughout the whole movie. Ellie is played by Britt Ekland, who's an American tourist, and Hayley Mills plays Greta, which is like one of Ellie's tutors in the movie. Ellie is an American tourist who Michael meets in the movie because, oh my god, I'm just getting goosebumps upon goosebumps talking about this movie because it's so intense, so creepy. But the whole movie is about Michael Rogers finding love and finding a purpose in life. And he happens to meet Ellie. Ellie is someone that loves life, and also at the same time, she wants to understand the culture of England. And while Michael Rogers was driving across England, taking an American tourist family across England, he stumbles upon a Gypsy's Acre, which is a house in England on the Devon coast of England, which is like a very, very rural part of England, but also like a very beautiful part of England, out of the city, out of London, and into the English countryside. And he meets Hayley there, and they strike up a conversation, and he's smitten by Hayley, but realizes that she's only there for a bit. So while she is she's touring Europe, visiting other countries in Europe, and they didn't. Michael Rogers was actually driving another American family separate from Ellie. But Ellie captures his imagination and captures his heart. But what happens is turns out, Michael Rogers does some research and checks out that Ellie is one of the richest people in the world. And he was kind of upset that Ellie didn't reveal that to him, because he's someone that wants the high life, that wants fame, that wants fortune. And also at the same time, I must add, Greta is Ellie's language tutor, predominantly German language, but also at the same time kind of like her assistant in Europe. So the thing is, Michael Rogers is someone that has an affair with both Ellie and Greta once they come back to England. And the whole movie is about his life unraveling in the fact that he obviously cannot have an affair, but also at the same time understands that he loves this life and he doesn't want to go back to a middle class life. But the movie has so many twists and turns. It's about murder, but also at the same time, Michael Rogers is not the good guy in this movie, I must say. I'll leave you guys to watch the movie to find out. But in my opinion, this movie is interesting because it's a movie that's antiquated in a way, because it involves some domestic violence, which obviously it was never acceptable, and certainly not now. But at that time, it was okay to portray a man slapping a woman. That is not the case anymore, and thank God for it. But British movies just make you just like catch your imagination and watch it and not leave. And the movie has a lot of fine cars, rich people, fancy, but not without the special effect. And it came out in 1972, so this was the era of The Godfather and various movies like that. I would have to say, obviously, the budget for Endless Nights was a lot lower, I am sure, than it was for The Godfather, but still had suspense. It still had all these various things. So it's an Agatha Christie novel, based on an Agatha Christie novel. So there's a lot of suspense, a bit of like a whodunit, if you will. But it turns out that Michael Rogers is not the person that you see at the beginning of the movie. He's someone that is a little annoyed, is a little angry, and has a lot to answer for in this movie. And I'll leave it at that. But it's a great movie. I think you should watch it. I love British movies, old British movies, because it makes you think. And I think you should check this out. But remember, just don't watch it alone. Watch it with others, and definitely don't watch it with the lights off. And I'll see you guys at the next review.